here. It's possible. Let's see. I think IcePower sent me his build, so I can verify it's okay. Not showing it on stream. So this looks good. Yes. Okay. See no problem here. Just double checking, make sure it's a legal army. Yeah, my rules are slightly different, so we will cut the player some slack. Not if there's rule breaks, but when it comes to telling them ahead of time something wrong. Which I tend to do all the time, mostly anyway. But the problem is you can't always see the armies in the lobby. Okay, game 1. Dwarfs against Dark Elves. Let's go.
So here's a little question for you, Viking. What do you think the chances are that both players will line up on their own hill, diagonally opposite each other?
Pretty high. Pretty high, I
Yeah.
would say. Even just starting on the high ground, even if you think you're gonna probably have to move off it, is still better than not being on it, right? Okay, let's look at the
Yeah.
armies. The dwarf army is huge, so you can go over that one, Satsuma, to earn your keep on the channel.
Sure. I'll start with that. So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 Thunderers and is that 4 of those Quarrelers or Rangers? A couple of Slayers, big line of all the cheapest infantry, Dwarf Warriors, Miners, and a Rune Lord. So this is just the classic wide Dwarf build.
Mhm.
Going to spread himself out as wide as possible and try and drag the Dark Elves through the mud. Get some good shots on the sisters. Yeah, I like it. It's really classic style.
Seems like players are not able to move their units, although I just saw the move right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I had some trouble casting Ice Power before. Then it was better, and now it seems to be a problem again.
I was having a bit of trouble with my unit cards. They're sort of taking ages to update when I hover over a unit.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well. That's a shame. Maybe it will clear up.
Resolve
I'm not sure.
itself. So Inticity's from Canada?
Somewhere in North America, for sure.
I can't remember where IcePower's from.
UK.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like this, then.
I can.
Okay, you know what we'll do? We'll see if lag gets better and they ready up. Yeah, it's UK. They're floating, they don't even need to use their wings.
I can try. I hope it's not me as a spectator. My internet's usually fine, and I'm with IcePower, so.
Yeah, I have problems connecting to him for some reason. Last time, it was fine when he, went away and fixed his connection or something he said. Right now, units seem to be moving more fluently.
Yeah, my unit cards are now updating properly as well, which is nice.
Yeah. Server took some time to warm up. Yeah, Icepower was saying, like, these lobbies don't do great with 4 people in them, but honestly, that's like how it's always been when people had a co-caster, so it's just really weird. One game, you can have perfect game with someone, and the next game it's suddenly lagging. It's really weird.
It's looking a lot better for me now.
Yeah, it's the game, Prince. It's the game. It's always the game. There's something with these fucking servers, man. I don't know what it is. But anyway, the Dark Elf army, bolt throwers, as randomnix predicted. 2 harpies, one of them are the Crows of Cain. Bunch of dark shards with shields, 3 in total. 4 bleak swords, a massive flank of 3 shades, and then a Sister of Slaughter. Lord, Supreme Sorceress of Beasts. Does she have Manticore Summon? Of course she has Manticore Summon. Why wouldn't she? And the Amber Spear. Ooh, I like this. I like this. Amber Spear, if you get a nice side shot on a unit, can do so much.
And the nice thing about Manticores against dwarfs is it's one of the few spells that doesn't do magic damage.
Alright, let's see. So, dwarves will have to advance. They usually don't like that, especially if they go uphill, but at least they brought an army that was intent to advance. You can see there's no hesitation here from Icepower, just moving straight forward.
I think he should keep his Slayers back for a long time.
Do you think they'll get shot by the bolt throwers?
Oh, by anything. Could be bolt throwers, could be shades. And like, what does he need them against?
I think they would be the most effective at clearing harpies from the ranged units quickly, and also running down the shades, most likely.
Yeah, and again, but both of those are kind of responsive, reactive moves.
Yes.
He has quarrelers rather than rangers, so he at least shouldn't take too much damage from spray fire. Although it looks like we're getting single shots into miners.
Yeah, for now. I mean, sometimes single shot is preferred by players because they kills models faster, even though the overall damage is probably lower.
Yeah, I get that against miners. You don't really care about the actual HP. It's just less blasting charges if you kill models.
Shades, they're trying to delete this miner unit. They're missing a lot though, because, you know, they like to shoot at the edges of stuff, but it's almost been routed without doing anything. Enticity, of course, we didn't mention this yet, but he's also a very good dwarf player, so he probably knows how to play against them as well. Front line of miners is moving up, taking heavy fire.
Yeah, this feels pretty uncomfortable for the dwarves.
Yeah, I wonder why they stopped.
Yeah, they're going forward with piecemeal at the moment. Like, there's a couple of miners and dwarf warriors on the left that are just inactive.
I mean, he's keeping the Slayers back, like you suggested.
Yeah, but something's got to go forward.
Exactly. Okay, now the army is moving, but the miners, they're just dying so quickly. And I haven't seen a single blasting charge yet. Right.
Yeah, it feels like Icepower got slightly gamed by the builds.
Potentially, yeah. Maybe not expecting the tours on a map though that has high ground on both sides. It's something you should probably expect. Although, you know, people trying to out artillery the dwarves is usually not that common. You know, there's still a lot of dwarfs on the field. And these little guys, they can push through a lot of leadership damage. Yeah, for sure. This flag of Slayers, I mean of Shade, is looking pretty scary. It's like artillery battery mowing down one unit at a time and not hitting the shields too much, it seems, from this angle.
Yeah, and the ideal unit really to go on that flank with the shades would have been the shielded dwarf warriors,
Yes.
but instead it's miners and longbeards. I mean, it's I'm not really trying to blame him because it's pretty tough to reposition when you're dwarfs.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're under so much fire that you can't really
Yeah.
just reposition that easily. And these freaking
These Sisters of Slaughter
Emperor
are,
spears are pretty good.
yeah. The Sisters of Slaughter have taken a lot of damage now. That's the
Total
one
62
good,
of them
the
though,
one
and they
good
ate
bit.
this warlord.
Yeah.
Harps here, Harpies holding down one unit, Anticore holding down one unit, mitigating the damage on the sisters as they're charging into the back line, and yes, they have turned their...
I would have really liked to see a Rune of Wrath and Ruin on those sisters.
Yeah, they would have probably taken more damage there if that had happened, but right now it seems like the dwarves have split up, still also chasing what he can, and it's finally some lasting charges, but it's all hitting towards...
Yeah, this feels pretty tough for the dwarfs now.
Yeah, indeed. Just really nicely built by Enticity, but we'll see what they can
Yeah.
still this point on Warfers. They're getting sort of close to full charge. But yeah, it's lucky fire on the Longbeard out. These Slayers, I mean these Shades, why do I keep calling them Slayers? I guess because they're slaying the dwarfs. If it's just been untouched, I don't think they've taken it. Well, this one has taken a little bit of damage. Yeah.
And they're starting to run low on ammo, but I think we're going to run out of dwarfs before that happens.
We'll run out of dwarfs before we run out of ammo.
Yeah.
Look at the dwarfs. I mean, the Shades. Man, I can't for my life call this unit the right name the first time. So the Shades, they had 89 leadership a few seconds ago. That's how good they were feeling. This one has 110, 93 now. These guys are feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, now there's some counterfire into them, but it's hardly even worth it now. When they've spent most of their ammo anyway.
Icepower mentioned he had been pairing with Falcon. Maybe Enticity anticipated that something Falcon-ish would come his way, and to be honest, dwarf build, it's something I could see coming out of Falcon, even though he doesn't play dwarves much, but like a big army with a lot of cost-efficient units, not, you know, huge variety, more relying on just trading efficiently with efficient units and then winning through that. But yeah, there was no efficient trading happening in this battle.
Yeah, it's really tough.
The sorceress though, she's fighting slayers. That's not a good place for it to be.
Has she used her second manticore? I saw one.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's taking a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was a...
That felt pretty rough.
Yeah, that was a rough game.
And what's the counter there? A couple of cannons?
Either moving forward faster and more aggressively, I would say, or yeah, holding your own position with artillery. But of course, you know, that opens you up to a bit of a rush. And yeah, it's a pretty well thought out build by Enticity. Like, he has a disruption, he has stuff he can throw against slayers. He has enough units he can throw into the meat grinder to stop units long enough for them to get shot by the high DPS of the Dark Shards and Shades. Yeah, that was just really well done by Enticity above all.
Yeah, great preparation. Because I feel like the matter with Dark Elves is a rush. So you're going to be seeing Minotaur blasting charges. You're not going to be seeing loads of artillery. And especially cannons. It feels like cannons are against so many Dark Elves build, just do very little
Yes.
because the Dark Elf meta isn't really to go for Hydras here or any single expensive units. Cold One Chariots again aren't that popular here either, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I like this.
The chat is saying cannons don't lose to bolt throwers. That's true, but if it's 3 bolt throwers and it's like 2 cannons, the cannons can win, but it's a bit of a gamble because, you know, artillery battles are a lot about who loses the first few pieces, then it kind of spirals out of control from there most of the time.
Yeah,
So I can see why players would not really want to put their faith in the hands of RNG Jesus.
I think for the dwarfs, you can be reasonably comfortable there because the bolt throwers need to come into range, and if they start coming into range, then they're kind of walking into range of the dwarven missiles if they get within range of the cannons.
So yeah, let's look at what the players were saying. Enticity said, let's see what he said. Lost build roulette rips, that's Ice Power. Guess you should have played, or I guess I should have guessed you played Dark Elves like Ghost. Makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah. Although Coast can't kite like that.
True. They're too slow for that. I thought about what makes me struggle as Dark Elves here. Range spam is a problem for me in general. Rip. Anyways, pick Bretonia and Counts. Alright. He's trying to mix it up from the Dark Elf spam, he says. And Enticity picks the Ghost, which was sort of to be expected. What's the map? He asks. The map is Karag Dron. Perhaps that's something you want to determine before you pick the matchup, but you know.
So Brett or VC? I think I would pick Brett if I knew how to play them. Oh, but Ice Power's getting VC.
I've seen both beating Ghost, but I think, yeah, just when I watched Steve play against the Count, and I played it once against him myself, it always looked very, very ugly for the Counts. So maybe Bretonia is the better choice if he doesn't really, know how to play against that yet, or not as well as he knows against Counts.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm trying to think what VP's usual approach here is, because they can go for the standard guns, they can go for air potentially, or they can go for horror box. Yeah, that's actually the one that scares me most as Counts.
See that?
So it feels like all your things that trade well into the blob die to the what's it called? The colossus with the flaming attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wrecks stuff like Vargulfs.
Yeah, for sure. I always find that a problem is that you can't just give them the air, because then Luther, if he's there, will just shoot your stuff. But if you take a Terrorgeist, it's so bad against anything that isn't their air units.
Yeah.
So once again, it's kind of down to build roulette. Went handgun spam every time from what I saw. He plays most matchups like that, but we'll see. Maybe it'll throw a curveball.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. The blob doesn't feel like Enticity style. I would totally take the blob.
Yeah, you would. You would. By the way, will you be playing in any of these qualifiers? Can we look forward to Fishes Satsuma blob in any of these.
Hopefully, yeah.
games.
I've not signed up yet, but that's mostly because I was casting for this one, so I thought it wouldn't really be fair if I played as well.
Yeah. Oh, my opponent is obviously making a mistake here. And now I will send the trolls to kill him.
Yeah, yeah. That's just like pure disrespect.
Yeah. I mean, there's 3 more group stages after this. Spots are limited, of course, but of course players with a higher win rate on challenge have a higher chance to make it in, so... Yeah.
I'll have to check my win rate.
I don't know how high it is. It's been high recently, but maybe not so much before that. Although you've always been a pretty decent player, so it's probably higher than average.
Yeah, let's hope so. And I guess the way to really get in, if you want to, is play in all the worst tournaments.
Yeah.
Join all the noob ones.
Ah, well, yeah, but I do check that when making considerations. There's like a guy with 100% win rate because he has like 1 registered match. And I'm like, yeah, this poor guy probably isn't as good as this guy with 58% win rate who played like 200 tournaments. But yeah, I just figured it would take too much time if I also did like placement tournaments and then wanted to do the group stage, so I just need an objective system really. And 64% is definitely way above average.
Just trying to remember this map. Again, how big are these hills, and do you start from left to right or top to bottom?
You start from top to bottom.
Okay. So you each have a little hill.
Yeah.
But they don't look too big.
No, they're very small actually. They don't really properly face the opponent either if they're just coming your way, so it's a bit awkward to stay on the hill. But there is a little hill, and there's also a tiny little forest on the left side, which I guess the player in the bottom can take advantage of to hide something.
It doesn't really feel like the matchup where you hide things.
No. It's not like a surprise dire wolf maneuver munching on your handguns is gonna win the battle, I think.
Yeah, I assume they just turn around and destroy the direwolves. Although I guess at least they're shorter than the handguns are, so you don't have the problem that you do with cavalry, where everything can shoot your cavalry unit that's engaging the handguns.
Yeah, I agree. Random Nick says my win rate is 65%. I'm better than Satsuma, confirmed. Princess, a whole 1% better. Well, guys, I have 69, which is the best number. So I got you both beat. Although I'm a bit sad because it was 70 before and then it dropped. Partially due to Random Nick's bastard. Anyway, you want to take... I mean, I have to take the Count's army, right?
Yeah. Go for it.
So, the direwolves are here. One of them is rank 5, if I'm not mistaken. 2 silver chevrons. 2 crypt ghouls. Actually, 4 crypt ghouls. Good at cutting down stuff quickly if it has low armor. There's 4 grave guards, and there's even a 5th grave guard. No, that's not 5 grave guard. That's Stearnsman and the grave guard. Okay, there's the banshees. And the corpse guard with balefire. Right. Double banshee, quite popular. Here. And then Von Karstein, Vampire Lord. Storm of the Night, Undead Resurgent, Sword of Anti-Heroes, Raise Dead. Vacation of Nehek, The Hunger, Curse of Undeath. For the coast.
This is interesting. It's kind of a mix between the handgun build and then a potential blob at the end if they need to. So we have 5 handguns in classic Enticity fashion, and they're all just in range to cover each other if one of them gets compromised. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 pole arms, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal deckhand mobs. No pistols. Luther Harkin in the air because he's broken. We've got the Gallows Giant. As we thought, that is fantastic at dealing with any regenerating units. And it can actually get vampire counts to crumble very nicely. Then we've got Vampire Fleet Captain with the 2 usual spells. And then the slightly wild bet is Vampire Fleet Captain with Lord of Deep. And he's got Spiteful Shot. And at first you think, why would you bring that? You don't need accurate artillery. But Spiteful Shot also gives you magic damage. So I guess that's a just in case. Just in case you need to roast some ethereal units. Like, I imagine the Gallows Giant with Spiteful Shot could one-shot something like a Banshee. We'll have to watch that. Let me check, actually. Does the Spiteful Shot just give magical shots? Or does it also give imbued magic damage? That doesn't look like it's limited to the shots. So those Banshees could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so slight rule break from both players. Like Enticity has 2 the abilities that cost slow the taunt, which is yeah. So and Ice Power has 5 Graveguard, which, well, he had the Great Weapon Graveguard when I checked his build, and then he sent another one while I was talking to you, but it's fine. Like, let's just go.
Yeah, if they're both rule break, and neither of them is sort of game breaking,
No.
fine.
Yeah.
So Luther Harkin's already getting Spiteful Shot for the magic damage.
Yeah, I think this is actually quite critical. There was this Iron General game. I think it was exactly the same build almost, but the Banshees are dodging. And he had Spiteful Shot, but he just wasn't using it on the Banshees. Yeah, it seems like this Spiteful Shot has been wasted, because even with plus 90% accuracy, you can't hit Banshees.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really hit stuff that moves. The eternal problem.
I think it would have to be right on top of them. Oh, Storm of the Night.
Wow.
On Luther. Decent damage.
Yeah, it's decent damage. It would be nicer if you had a bunch of flying units that could follow up.
Okay, and I was literally saying before the battle that the battle wouldn't be decided by direwolves charging onto gunnery mobs from a vanguard position. And what happens? It's the caster's curse, man. This handgunner is getting eaten. That's massive value from these direwolves.
That's really nice.
Banshees did come in to snipe the Gallows Giant.
I just got obliterated.
What got obliterated?
One of the Banshees. They got hornswoggled and everything.
Oh yeah, the Gallows Giant, I think.
The Gallows Giant.
Shot. Right?
I think so. Luther Harkin also went in on it.
Oh no! Karstein, Vampire Lord. Flying too close to the sun.
I mean, it's easier to dodge on that little Pegasus, but...
Yeah, but you have to be at max range.
Yeah.
And not fly towards them, like you always have to strafe left or right. He's doing it now, though, but little lapse in micro there. It would be a shame if that cost him the game, because he had such a great start with the direwolves getting in.
Yeah, the other direwolves got in as well.
Yes, indeed.
And
one of them has now been caught, but
pole arms are not a counter to direwolves.
No, not exactly. Okay, the Karstein Lord has stabilized. We still have a game.
That's big. We do still have a game. I got a feeling Enticity has the edge again, though.
Yeah, I mean, promising start, but also these script ghouls are taking a long time to join the battle. But yeah, there's still a lot of vampire counts on the field. Great
direwolf play again.
Yep. They're going to snack their third and possibly fourth handgunner. It seems like someone pulled out.
Ice Power is showing us defeated. So it's either a drop or...
Did he? Yeah, that seemed a bit premature, even though some... I mean, I
Yeah.
guess maybe he left because his second Banshee died. Let's see